Some people think that it's simply a milk-producing device and that male interest in it is infantile. This isn't the case because only 1/3 of the tissue of the breast is concerned with milk production. 2/3 of it is simply fatty tissue which gives it its shape but has nothing to do with milk production. And it's this shape that is the important sexual signal. In the case of a chimpanzee, when it's giving milk, it does have a rounded breast. But when it's not giving milk, it has a flat chest. Now that doesn't happen with adult human beings. The adult human female retains the rounded shape to the breast throughout her fecundity period. Now that hemispherical shape, therefore, has nothing to do with maternal behavior and everything to do with sexual signaling.
And in the unlikely event that you doubt the sexual impact of female breasts on watching male eyes, all you need to do is to visit New Orleans at Mardi Gras and observe how young women there coax the local men into showering them with traditional gifts in the shape of bead necklaces.
We know that back in primeval times there was a division of labour between the sexes. And it seems highly likely that during the course of evolution this affected the way in which the male and female brains worked. These are the mountains that separate France from Spain. And it's here in the Pyrenees that there's a cave just over there where we can get a vivid glimpse of what it was like for our ancient ancestors back in the Ice Age when the roles of male and female were so very different.
This is the famous cave of Nio, and deep inside here there's a special cul-de-sac where there are over 100 animal figures that were painted on the walls about 11,000 years ago.
Well, this is the Salon Noir, and this is where the cave paintings are. I can't see any yet. There's nothing up there, but... look at this lovely bison. So beautifully drawn, the proportions so accurate. And this is interesting because, look, on the flank of the bison, there's a sign indicating what looks like a spear, suggesting that that's where the animal was speared. There's another one, and down here, now there are 2 spears on the side of this one. So that animal was well and truly killed. Oh, and here's a little ibex. Now this one is a very dead ibex because it's got a long spear sticking into its back, and then 2 more sticking into its chest. Many people seem to think that these portrayals are of live animals, but they're not. All these animals were dead when they were portrayed. These were commemorations of animals that had been killed in the hunt, not ones that were going to be killed. And there's a proof of this when you look at the feet. See these feet here? Any zoologist would tell you that those are not the feet of a standing animal. That animal's lying on its side. There's no weight on those feet. And so each of these pictures is like a monument to the animal that was killed by those prehistoric hunters. And of course, they're huge animals. And it must have been a daunting prospect for the prehistoric hunters back in the Ice Age when they set off on the pursuit of prey.
With the males concentrating on hunting and the females gathering food and performing many other social activities, the male brain gradually became specialized in focusing on single-minded, long-term pursuits, while women became skilled at thinking about many things at once. Men became better at visual spatial skills of the kind needed to track down prey, while women became better at verbal skills. Perhaps this explains why men are better map readers than women, and why they use a different method to find their way through a maze. There's a marked difference in the way that men and women navigate. Men remember routes by imagining maps in their head, mental maps with directions and distances, whereas women learn their way around by remembering landmarks. If in navigation experiments, men and women are asked to learn a route from A to B, women can be thrown off course by removing landmarks, which hardly affects the men, while men are thrown off course simply by changing the distances between the turnings. Perhaps this difference is also the reason why men are better at technical drawings than women. This mixed class was asked to perform the seemingly simple task of drawing a bicycle from memory. The results showed a marked gender difference. First, here are the attempts by the girls. And here are the efforts by the boys. With this test, at least, the superiority of male visual spatial skills seems to be confirmed. Men seem to enjoy devising strategies and engaging in the complex planning for which the game of chess is famous. At the serious competitive level of chess, more than 98% of the players are males. All this seems to relate back to the masculine specializations needed for primeval hunting. Women, who were once much more in the center of human society than men, are better at organizing by discussing problems with one another. Women are better at dealing verbally with people. Men are better at dealing silently with things. How many women are there, for instance, who'd retreat to their attics to play for hour after hour with miniature trains? The primeval male predisposition to plan complicated hunting strategies has been transformed into many unusual modern pursuits. Activities having no survival value in themselves, but symbolically providing the men involved with the deep satisfaction of fulfilling ancient inborn urges.
Signal 18 and signal 7.
Risk-taking is another area of behaviour where men differ from women. How many women would wish to use their spare time bungee jumping while sitting at the wheel of their car? The male urge to take unnecessary risks is reflected in the fact that throughout life, women are less likely than men to die from an accident. By the age of 30 in some countries, males are 15 times more likely to die of an accident than females. Biologically, male risk-taking makes sense. During the course of evolution, males have always been more expendable than females. And in addition, the primeval male specialization for hunting also meant that a risk-taking masculine personality was increasingly useful.